Hello, welcome back. We're going to start our fourth panel. This is going to be a keynote, actually. It's called Artificial Intelligence in the Context of Creation, a conversation between Alizzz and Alex Loscos. They are going to explore the role of artificial intelligence in the music creation, what's the role it can have in the music creation, distribution, and all the critical aspects that it may have, like originality, the ethics. So yeah, I don't know if they need a presentation, but I'm going to present them. So we have Cristian Quirante. You may know him as Alizzz. He's one of the most successful producers in Spain. He has 3 Latin Grammys, 3 Diamond albums, over 40 platinum albums. He's worked with top national artists like Rosalía, Zetangana, Amaya, etc., and also international artists as Mora, Faith, Doja Cat, plenty of them. You already know all this information. He just released his second album. It's called Conducción Temeraria. Yeah, we also have Alex Loscos. He studied telecommunications engineering and joined the music technology group as a researcher.
That's right.
Yeah. Later on, he graduated magna cum laude with a PhD in computer science. And then he co-founded BMAT. You may know BMAT, but it's a company that provides audio and data platforms and technologies to different stakeholders in the industry. And you may ask what they have in common. They actually have a lot in common because Cristian also studied.
I'm a telecommunications engineer too.
Thank you. And you also played in a band back in the day.
Yeah, we're almost. I mean, we have exactly the same profile almost. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the same.
Yes, we're doppelgangers.
Yeah.
Twins. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something that that Alex didn't know. I told him yesterday that I worked for BMAT 17 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, after I graduate of my master degree, I was working for him. He was my boss, but he didn't know till yesterday.
He didn't remember you.
No, he didn't remember.
I did not remember, and I have to say something. So that was a long time ago.
17 years.
Yeah, and I was kind of his boss, as he says. And but now it's the other way around. He's kind of my boss, because of 2 reasons. Because I'm actually working for him to make sure that the music, and also because I love his music. So 2 conclusions here. First is I've done something wrong. I have to think what it is exactly. And the second one is, if you know any bright engineer that wants to start a career as an artist, please tell them to go work for BMAT for a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew about this. I think it was yesterday. I didn't know if I could give this information, but you already did. So yeah, I don't want to take you any more time. So the floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll start gentle, and we there's a number of things that I would like to have your thoughts about different things around AI. But the first thing I wanted to ask is, what is your current relationship with AI as an artist, as part of the creative process? Are you using AI in some fashion? Do you want to do that? Do you expect that this will be part of your creative process?
Well, number one, I'm reading quite a lot about news on AI. My manager, Daniel, is sending me a lot of articles every day, and he's kind of scared about my publishing rights in the future, having a fight with AI machines. Myself creating the music. So there's some kind of anxiety or stress or fears around it in the music industry, in artists, etc.
Yeah.
I'm not that scared yet, I think. Because I like technology. I come from the electronic music, although I'm making more pop music nowadays. But I come from the more extreme, strange, experimental music. So I like technology. I like to create music with machines.
Yeah.
So I consider the AI to be something that is challenging, and that's something that is going to help me and the art itself to create new music and new genres, etc. So that's one thing. Then if I'm using it, I've used Suno as probably half of the room. Have you used Suno.ai to create music for friends, for fun?
Yeah.
I create music for my daughter because it's fun, and I think that's my relationship for now with AI. It's for fun, just to play around with it. And and then I know some artists that are taking AI very seriously, like Maria Arnal. She's an artist from Barcelona, from
Yeah.
Spain, and she's created an avatar that has the same voice as her and can sing whatever she wants the machine to sing. And I think at the moment that machine can create her voice in on real time.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah,
Alex, could sing real time, and you could be hearing Maria.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think everything is all over the place at the moment, and I'm at the same stage. I'm just getting to know the technology.
Yeah, there's one thing that you said, which is that you like technology, and I think from the conversations we've had yesterday, you have like a very positive attitude towards disruption or new technology, no? Which is good. I think I share the thought of not going into the it was better before kind of, no? But on the other side, there are, as you say, no, there are boundaries that you have to really find for yourself as to how much do you want to use these technologies, how much they are going to be part of the creative process. I imagine that when we talked about this yesterday, mastering, equalizing, filtering.
Yeah, the boring stuff.
Yeah, the boring stuff. Do you expect this to be taken over by algorithms under the tag of artificial intelligence?
Yeah, I think so, because in the past, when I was starting, when I was not making enough money to pay engineers, I was recording myself to all the artists. I was doing all the boring stuff, and when I got a bit more professional, I started to give some other works to other people, because I felt that the creative part of the process is the part where I'm adding more value in the creation of a song. So I started already giving work to other people, and I think it's a process that it's not going to stop. If a machine does the work of editing, tuning vocals, which is a nightmare, and all these works that are very mechanic, and that are not adding so much value to the creative process, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen very soon. It's the act of tuning vocals is gonna. Nobody's gonna do that. It's gonna be done by a machine. That's 100%.
And how long before the boring stuff?
It's gonna be bigger. Huh?
No, it's gonna exactly. It's gonna try to colonize other more. Or in principle, human tasks, no, like composition or like arrangement or voice harmonizing, no. Do you see that happening soon? Do you expect that to be part of the next year's things?
Yeah, that's going to happen 100% because what it's boring for me is it's not it's different for a different person, no? And but yeah, I'm not very sure when that is going to happen or if it's already happening right now. I think one of the questions is when something done by a machine is going to be a massive hit, a global hit, which is going to happen probably in the next few years or the next year, probably.
That's something that I also wanted to ask you about, which is that for an AI to become a hit, I expect that to come with a cultural shift, meaning today most of the audience is used to know that there's a person behind a song, or there's an artist, or there's a band, or there's an aesthetic proposal, and there's a story behind it. Do you think at some point this will change in the sense that you will like a song regardless of whether this was AI generated or not?
Well, what's going to happen before that is that there are going to be hybrid models where, for example, an AI creates a song, and someone re-records the song and the lyrics, and there's someone singing that song. That happens already. Most of the pop artists don't write their own lyrics, and they are not a critical part of the creative process. So that happens already. They are like pop icons, avatars of other people creating an artistic career. That's probably going to happen also. The AI is going to be one part of that creation of that. It's going to be a composer. It's going to be a producer. It's going to be a conceptual kind of part of the process. But when that happens and we have just the machine doing all the things, also being the artist, there has to be some kind of cultural change that where the machine doesn't just create the music, but has an image, has an Instagram profile, they do TikToks, or they do everything that regular artists. Regular artists do.
I agree 100% with you here that actually
there has to be some emotional, some soul,
artificial soul, but still.
But I think we are going to be able to create that soul somehow, especially to people that are born and that are raised with the technology and are more familiar than me or you.
There's one thing I was thinking of, which is that in the good old days, you would have Grammys for best songwriting, and I mean I'm talking about many years ago, and then. Probably because of the evolution of songwriting and the sound recording industry and the universe of melodies being populated more and more, at least the ones that we tend to like, there was a proliferation in terms of production. Songs would start to sound completely different one from each other, no? And then there was the figure of the producer, which had not been as relevant in the old times, and it actually became a very important figure when you're trying to create something. Can you imagine a moment where actually you will have a Grammy for the best prompter?
Well, at least on the design side of the art, art designers or illustrators. My girlfriend is a graphic designer, and she told me about it, that there are already people who are very good at creating prompts.
Yeah.
So that's we are closer than that. Than we
That's
think.
fine, but I mean, will there be a recognition to that as an art that actually is participating in the tools that create a piece of art?
If at some point that's the only prerequisite to create something, that's probably gonna make sense at least.
And the other thing you were talking about, which is this.
Well, sorry. I saw some image created by an artist,
Yeah.
actually based in Barcelona, that was very famous for creating prompts on. I can't remember the name of the technology of the
Stability or
yeah,
one of the.
and they look cool. They look great, but for me, at least for now, it's difficult to understand why that has more value than other thing.
Yeah.
But there might be some art or some soul or some whatever in that creating, in that typing, in that words that makes a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of which, the soul and the AI and the idea of an AI being creative or being capable of causing emotions on people. What is, do you think, the place where actually, what is the last space where humans will be in charge of? No? What is the thing that computers or artificial intelligence technologies will suffer the most to perform as well as? What is it exactly?
I don't know.
Okay. No, I mentioned.
For me, a basic part of an artist is the identity, listen to a song or see a picture or un cuadro,
Painting.
a painting, that is. Nobody can do that, but that artist in particular.
Yeah.
There are artists that can write in a certain way that nobody can write that way. It's not better, it's not worse, it's just the way.
Yeah.
And that's the identity, and that's what they bring into the table, and that's where they adding value to the culture or to the art. And certainly AI can imitate that and can do something like some certain artists, like I don't know, Nati Peluso is an amazing artist, and the way she sings, the way she writes, is just she's the only one who can do that.
Yeah.
And we like her because of that. An AI can recreate that, not now, but probably in the future. But it's just a recreation, no? It's just an imitation. Whenever the machine can create a whole new language, a way of writing, painting, whatever, that's new, that feels new, that is not just pieces of this and that, then, which is probably going to happen, as well, we spoke yesterday, and you think that probably can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Then we are fucked, probably.
I mentioned because one of the things that well, two things here. One is that, and I was sharing that yesterday again with you. But my feeling is that this level of appreciation of music is actually shared amongst a very reduced number of people. People love music, but they love music as they love chewing gum. You know, it's like.
I don't think so.
Okay, the big majority for me, the big majority of people, they enjoy music, but I have friends that they don't really care. I mean, they listen to the radio stations or they listen to music, They don't really care to even discover what's behind a certain sound or a certain music. My feeling is I have always had the feeling that the music that likes the people that likes the music so intensely, no? So the music freaks that we are probably well represented here. It's a small community, as small as the people that love mountain bike, you know. So and to that point, it's how do you fight that, no? Because these nuances that you talk, the identity of an artist, what is your take on this?
I think that people who really love music or they are freaks, or I don't know how you expose that, are a very small number. Yeah, I think that's true, but I think the identity, what makes an artist different to each other, what makes something that has value on their art. I think everybody can notice, or a lot of people can notice that, even if they don't have to think about that. It's just something that comes through your ears, through your senses, and you don't have to think a lot about it, or you know that this song has value, and this song it's something that is that's cool, and it's
but
good.
don't you feel that feeling, that emotion, is also coming from the fact, not only from the waveform, no, that is actually reaching your hearing system, but actually also from the context of that listening experience? What is it that you're doing? Are you, I don't know, dancing with someone? Are you, I don't know. That is the combination. And to that point, the problem, or one of the challenges of AI, and you were mentioning, Maria, doing things with artificial intelligence and voice. I think that's going to be fine, and actually everybody's going to be liking that kind of experience. The problem is that 6 million of new songs are being generated every week now, no? And then you have this huge amount of music that at some point they will try, or they will find their own way to become part of the listening experience, whether if this is licensing to shopping malls, or whether this is, you know. And
well, I'm sorry. I'm having an experience now where I've used Suno, and I know how the songs from Suno sound, no? And I've been in the supermarket or in la peluquería, in the hairdresser, and they've played some music where I'm not sure right now if this is made by an AI or if it's a real song. So yeah, that's kind of an answer.
So that's also something I wanted to ask you. If you're familiar with the test of Turing, this is a test that was imagined for humans to find out if the conversation they were having with a machine, with a display, it was behind that typing there was a person or there was a computer, no? So you would have conversations, and you would try to find out if the person typing or the thing typing was a person or was a computer. What would be the Turing test? No, what would be the questions or the things that you would ask to a generative AI engine to know whether if behind there's
it's very complicated.
There's a group of artists or there's actually a machine? Talking about your experience in the supermarket, no?
Well, the similarity is that they create very generic music. The way of the melodies, the lyrics, the music production is done is very generic. That means that there are like hundreds or thousands of songs that sound more or less the same, and your ear is used to that. And AI is at the moment, the technology is doing that kind of music, this kind of song that you have heard millions of,
times.
of times. So that's where I kind of have the confusion now if this is an AI song or if it's just a generic pop rock or reggaeton song.
But in terms of, I imagine in terms of fronting, if I had a computer that I could ask anything and see the results, there is now something that, as you say, no, you know how Suno sounds.
See the way the lyrics sound.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
It's like if you are familiar with ChatGPT, you know when someone has written you a letter.
Yeah.
With it.
Yeah. Actually,
But I don't know what's the.
Yeah,
there are some rules or words.
That's the point. That there must be some sort of signature. ChatGPT is, for example, very likes to use delve, the verb delve into their writing. So there was someone that was actually looking the number of appearances of delve into research papers, and it has gone whoop. It has gone up like crazy. My question is, which is the delve of these engines? No, is it the, I don't know, the snare, the kick drum? Can you imagine something that we should be looking at? That this is it, and then
for now I don't know the answer.
And then you have your own.
But to be honest, it would be very confusing if you do an A/B test with such a music now.
Yeah, I think my feeling is that from a purely perceptual level, it's very extremely difficult to identify if something. There were panels before that were talking about we have to filter AI content out of the platforms. Well, from a perceptual purely level, no. If you look at the audio and you try to do digital signal processing analysis and try to extract attributes, blah blah, I think it's extremely difficult.
From an engineer perspective, do you know how to?
No, well, as you say now, Sunos, I think Suno or Audio, they have a peculiar sound that maybe you could try to identify. But this is today. I think in 2 months it will be different. So I wouldn't look it from that perspective. But I think if you want to identify AI,
well, I was trying to do a 60s ballad. A 60s American ballad,
yeah,
and it was impossible to get
something
with
decent.
drums.
Yeah,
yeah, it was. They were doing, I don't know, just another genres.
I've tried several things, and sometimes you just have to ask 10 times, 20 times, and then every time it goes into a different place. And then at some point you get what you're looking for. Mm-hmm. But my feeling is that if you want to identify AI content, you have to look at the metadata today, and not because of this. Who is this artist? Does it have a Wikipedia? What's the record label? Who owns the publishing rights? And then if you look at the metadata, I think you can guess if something is AI generated or not. But you have your own signature. You have your own. You have your own sound, you have your own tricks. Okay. What would you ask an AI engine, or what would you like to? What would you look for in an AI engine to know whether if they have been trained with your music? Have you tried to get something? No,
I have. Well, sí.
Yeah.
¿Y qué?
Ah. No, mal. Puedes estar tranquilo.
To be honest, I don't know what makes me different from the rest. I don't know what's. I know how I make music, but it's something that it's so like visceral that comes from
from the gut.
somewhere that I don't even know, that I don't know what makes that difference, because I've heard music from other people, from real producers or persons that sound very similar to what I do, and it's like, okay, I think that was kind of referencing to a song I did, or he was inspired by a song I did. But it's difficult to know the answer, because that's something that I just do as creator, not as an engineer.
I buy that for the composition and for the lyrics, but actually when you are trying to give a sound to a guitar or the drums or the bass, it's more kind of you have a sound that you want, and you go for it, no? And you know what kind of
there are channel strips.
Exactly.
That I know that if you put this, and this,
exactly,
you get somewhere.
So to that question, can you imagine a plugin that could allow you to produce, like you have your own song, you've written a song, you have a guitar, you have the chords, and you have the vocals and the lyrics, and then you actually you just give a guitar track or acoustic guitar track
you give the rights.
No, and then you say, I want you to produce this as Alizzz. Can you imagine that? Would you like that to happen? I mean, can you? Would you be comfortable with such a thing?
I think so. I think Alizzz is interesting as an experiment. We, the humans, create the paths, and AI imitates those paths. This is happening already, I think, and I think that's fine.
No, I'm interested because
at least I like to see that. I like to see what the machine can do.
Imagine it works nicely.
So, it's a good question.
Because the problem now, and actually this takes us to a more kind of what you were saying about the concerns of the music industry and the publishing, and at some point this is a virtualization of your talent, right? And you kind of give away the chances for anyone to have your talent, and the point is, if whether from an artist's perspective you are against that or you are okay as long as you monetize, like I don't know if Jacques is still around, but you have you upload a video on YouTube, and you can actually, when someone uses your music, you can monetize, or you can
I think Grimes was okay with that, with the usage, or
yes.
or not.
But these are kind of experiments that are very naive, or very niche. I don't know how many people actually generated.
Well, I think her take was, okay, it's fine if someone uses my voice, but pay me for that, no?
Yeah.
As the technology is a bit far away from that point, it's like difficult to understand how close they can get to something that I could create myself, because that happens already in the real world, where producers create a type beat kind of thing, no?
Yeah.
They Alizzz type beat, or but they are very far away usually.
Yeah.
No? At least as an experiment, I would like to see what they can do, and if they can do that as good as me. I think I have to take another path. I think the technology is going to be there, and we have to deal in terms of rights. I think that's something that is more legal talk, and I think they will have to pay, obviously, if they do something just as an imitation of what you do, and it doesn't matter if I'm okay or not. It's going to happen. And
I agree with that, but yeah, the point is, what's your feeling? No, what's your when you know that someone has taken your music and or with many other artists, no, and they've used your music without consent to create a machine that actually will eventually generate music that sounds alike. That it sounds like your songs, that sounds like your voice, that sounds like your production. This is obviously, as you say, eventually this is here to stay. So at some point there will be an agreement reached at some, we don't know which, but there will be something that will work out for everyone. But today,
the differences are so subtle, no?
What do you mean with that?
I mean, if someone, you can have a voice that is very similar to someone, but it's not the same. That you can do, no? We do that as artists. We create a song based on another song that has been created based on another song, and etc. etc. Everything is a remix, and I think even the companies that are creating this technology can get. They don't even have to pay for stuff.
Yeah, and I think the industry is kind of more or less okay with that. But the problem again is what happens when it's. I mean, if I generated an album, no, if I created an album tomorrow based on Suno prompts or prompts and audio prompts, and I release an album and I upload it to Spotify, nobody will complain about it. The music industry will probably. I mean, you think about this, the first experiments of voice morphing, no, the Gallaghers and the Drakes and the things. These are pure experiments, and they are attempts to they call for the attention of the music industry, but they are not relevant. The problem is what happens when these tools, they compete, no, commercially with huge amounts of content, with your own music, with your own space, no, with the attention of your fan base. That's the point. Anyway, I don't know if we have time for questions. Yes, we do.
Hello, Malvo from Club. So here we are talking about recorded music, and the trend, what we see now is that as AI-generated music comes, then recorded music will become much more diluted than now. More and more music being generated. So do you think that by this logic, live music is going to be much more valuable for the users?
For me, not necessarily. I mean, you have, if you look at the last ABBA tour, no? You had, I don't know, 3D projections and I worked at the MTG on the coding of a single synthesizer that it was called Vocaloid for Yamaha, that ended up with a virtual character called Hatsune Miku that now performs live in front of, I don't know, tens of thousands of people. So I would not say that the live will become the last bastion of human essence. Yeah.
But there's always gonna be people who are expecting someone on stage. So I think probably both things are gonna live at the same time.
It also depends a lot. Yeah, I agree. It also depends a lot on what the new generations. I mean, think of someone that actually is a AI native, no? That has grown up talking with AI at home, talking with AI at school, listening to AI music. I don't know what are the expectations for such kind of a generation. So I have no idea.
There's also a thing that that has to be considered, that the music industry is always benefiting projects that are cheaper. So in the past, there used to be big bands behind the artists. Then there were the bands with five people on stage. Nowadays, the artists are very individual, and you just have one artist and maybe a DJ, or not even that. I saw Kendrick Lamar last year on Primavera Sound, and she was alone at the stage, on stage, and with huge visuals. It was amazing, but he was himself, and that was fucking cheap. Imagine what's the benefit of that show. And and now in the Latin world, reggaeton is also very popular because partly it's because it's cheap, because you just need one producer and one artist in the studio, and it's performed just by one artist on stage. So as we are getting cheaper, if the industry is making more money with these kind of projects, they are gonna be pushed probably. So no sé. It's just a thought.
Hi, I'm Camille from Warner Chappell. I wanted to ask a question about if you feel if there's ever like pressure on producers to experiment and use AI when creating new music. I mean, obviously it's out there. You say that you volunteered using it, use Suno to create things for your daughter, which sounds great. But do you ever feel like in a professional production environment that you or friends in the industry feel like, oh, we need to be trying this out, we have to be trying this out?
Well, not yet. But looking for sounds, everybody uses Splice at the moment. No, it's a huge sound library, and 90% of the producers use it. So you look for a guitar loop, post-punk, no, whatever, and you get that from the library. To be from my side, I would be expecting a machine creating new stuff that doesn't come from a sound library, that someone has to create that, and that doesn't have a lot of value. So that probably it's gonna change, and the machine is gonna give you the samples. You need a kick drum in a certain way that sounds like Abbey Roads or whatever. So that doesn't exist yet, but that's gonna happen probably soon. But my side, no, I'm not using it yet. And nobody I know is using it.
Bueno, lleváis toda la entrevista como explicando cómo identificar la inteligencia artificial en canciones y tal, pero me gustaría más enfocarlo a cómo utilizaríais, tú, Alizzz, que eres productor, una inteligencia artificial para producir canciones, o si alguna vez te lo has planteado, o no sé.
Bueno, lo que le decía al compañero, que ahora mismo no sé cuál es el beneficio. O sea, de momento lo hago yo mejor que la inteligencia artificial, no hay nada que me pueda ayudar mucho. He intentado utilizar ChatGPT también en algún momento de bloqueo escribiendo, ¿no? Algo que rime con casa, ¿no? Dame unas frases ahí y todo son mierda, o sea, es absurdo todo, o sea, es muy malo, ¿no? No sé, o sea, le falta como algo de chispa, ¿no? Siempre y nunca, o sea, lo he intentado y nunca he cogido ni una sola frase de lo que me ha dado. Pero sí que cuando tengo un bloqueo de que una palabra que rime con algo, ¿sabes? Es una tontería. Todo el mundo lo hacemos que escribimos y buscamos en rimar.ar, ¿no? Y pues eso mismo con la inteligencia artificial, yo creo que ahora mismo no, quizá, pero sí que va a suceder, y sobre todo eso para eliminar bloqueos. Cuando no te sale algo, pues eso, decirle, pues dame una rueda de acordes en tal, ¿no? Yo creo que eso sí que es útil y va a suceder en breve y lo utilizaré seguro.
Gracias.
Any more questions? No?
Gracias. So, do you think that in the very near future there will be new labels coming that will be doing like a human-made thing? Like, this is an organic product. Okay, this is an organic song.
I have no idea. I think when the situation is when the copyright picture is clearer, which is not, because there's a huge amount of opacity in terms of what music has been used to train certain engines. When that clears out, and there are agreements, and then you can choose as an AI company if you want to train on Creative Commons music or you want to train on certain repertoire. I think there will be options for companies to create, I don't know, the Spotify of AI, no? Way cheaper, and there will be services for background music as the music that you hear when you go shopping, that will be purely based on AI. I think there will be businesses that will build around the specialization of their content being AI music more than the other way around. I think that I think we need way more time for success to be coming from someone saying that
To be child of that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my opinion.
Sí, I think so.
I don't have a question, I have a comment. And there is at least one company I know that is already doing what Alex was asking Christian. So they are training an AI model with music from, in this case, bass players, particular ones, licensing the tracks of these bass players, and they license the artist this technology. Mm-hmm. So in the concert, they can ask, oh, I want a bass player accompanying this that sounds like Paul McCartney or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's really close.
But it has agreements with Paul McCartney, so with the bass players.
That is the great thing of the business model. It is that they are licensing that, they are training the model with that, and they license specifically Paul McCartney bass.
Yeah.
They might do that and license specifically Alizz's way of producing, so you can just put the tracks in and they will mix in Alizz's style, for example.
Yeah. We've just signed a company which is called Voice Swap, which does exactly that for voice impersonation. So they have a number of singers that they've signed, and they have modeled their singing, and then you can, on production, you can actually use their voices on a licensed way. But also the recordings that they have used to train that are recordings that have no copyright whatsoever, which means that for a company that does what you say, you have to train with music that has never been recorded and that is not a cover version of. So you have to have the bass player performing, freestyle. You cannot train unless you have the. No, that's actually the theory. Then that.
I don't know in the deepest part of how they do that, but when I heard about this, I thought that is a great idea for using an AI in a way that it retrieves the original artist.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is already there. So.
I have to say, when we were thinking of, we were trying to help Yamaha launch Vocaloid, which is the singer synthesizer, where the first ideas that we're testing were the producers will love that, no? Because you can allow, you can demo things and you can have backing vocals without having to. That was the original thought. The reality is that someone in Japan took that, created a manga called Hatsune Miku, and sold it to the otaku community in Japan, and that was the hit. Not the production, no, it was that they invented a character. They invented something that the whole community resonated with. So I don't know, success sometimes it takes weird paths, I would say.
In general, for me, it's just a personal perspective. It sounds boring. It's super boring. It's like all this way of creating music is just it's a bit boring. And I think if you like to create music, that I'm thinking about this after thinking, after a lot of thinking, no. And the act of making music is not based on typing or thinking. No, it's something very different. And I think two worlds are going to be living at the same time in parallel, probably. But I don't know which one is going to win, but there's going to be a battle for sure.
Yeah. If you ask me, when I think about the creative process, human creative process, I don't think there's anything magical. You know, the fact that we are made of carbon and not silicon doesn't change much. I mean, we believe ourselves to be very special, but I don't know up to which point we are.
Yeah.
So the biggest problem that I see in terms of creation is the thing I was telling you about, scalability, because we cannot create 1 million songs in a week, and computers can. That's the thing.
And we can't consume.
Exactly.
Neither.
Exactly.
But I'm looking forward to see artists like, I don't know, Aphex Twin or Arca, no? Which are the more avant-garde artists.
Yeah.
I think that something is some artists are gonna came up with breakthrough ideas of combining humanity and the machine. But I'm not that sure about the Hatsune Miku model.
No. I think that's a model that does not disrupt in any way the traditional model. I think it's just the fact that it's kind of a gorilla thing. I think it doesn't disrupt anything.
No.
I think there was a last question. It has to be quick because we're running out of time.
Hola. Lo que quería preguntar era, personalmente, ¿cómo ven la inteligencia artificial en el sentido de, lo ven como un threat, como un peligro, como una amenaza, o lo ven como la nueva era, como cuando el Internet empezó?
Empiezo yo, así cierra Cristian. No, yo creo que la gente que somos ingenieros, además, ¿no? Tenemos este mantra de trata bien a los ordenadores y los ordenadores te tratarán bien a ti, con lo cual siempre tenemos una actitud, yo creo, positiva al respecto de innovaciones tecnológicas. En este caso, yo me acuerdo cuando me enseñaron el primero MP3, así de viejo soy, ¿no? Y dije, hostia, esto lo va a petar. Cuando la primera vez que probé el ChatGPT dije, puf, el mundo está a punto de cambiar. Lo que hay que hacer es, como es una tecnología muy poderosa y que va a cambiar mucho el mundo, lo que creo que sí que es importante es asegurarse de que se implementa con un cierto criterio, ¿no? Pero obviamente hay riesgos, hay cosas, pero yo creo que siempre, al menos en mi caso, siempre hay esta actitud de dar la bienvenida al cambio y olvidarse del mantra antes era mejor, ¿no?
¿Es la última ya? ¿La última cosa?
Sí.
Well, I'm gonna.
¿Lo vas a decir?
No, I'm gonna
vas a
say that
decir?
in English. No, no. I'm gonna take your response, and I feel very close to your thoughts on your last answer. My feeling is that the music that is currently made in 2024 is the best music ever done. And the music that was done in 2023 was the best music that was done till that time. I'm not nostalgic. I think nostalgia is part of. If you like a song from the 90s a lot, and you show that to a friend who doesn't know about that music at all, they're not gonna like it, because you like that song not just because of the quality. It's just because it had some meaning for you, because you were in love at that time, or you were a kid having a holiday, whatever. And the nostalgic part, if you take the nostalgic part and just get the quality, I think the quality of the music that is done right now is better than all the music done in the past. And I think that's gonna happen. That's gonna keep happening year by year. So I think that AI is just gonna help the art and the creative. So that's my take.
Okay, so
Okie dokie.
thank you very much for this great conversation. Thank you for coming.